thank you for all that you've already done and all that you're going to do. Amen.
Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We want to go down to recognitions and public presentations for agenda item 3. We have 2 items under 3. 3A is a presentation of a proclamation recognizing March 16th through 20th, 2026 as Government Finance Professionals Week. We do have a proclamation for that, so we do want to read the proclamation, and it reads as follows. A proclamation by the Mayor and City Council of Statesboro, Georgia, designating the 3rd week of March as Government Finance Professionals Week. Whereas government finance professionals perform essential services that ensure the effective, transparent, and responsible management of public funds for the benefits of residents throughout the state of Georgia. And whereas government finance professionals serve their communities through their expertise in budgeting, accounting, treasury management, procurement, debt administration, auditing, fiscal reporting, and long-range financial planning, thereby supporting the lawful and efficient operation of state, county, and municipal government. And whereas these dedicated professionals uphold the highest standards of ethics, integrity, accuracy, and accountability, fostering public trust and safeguarding the fiscal health of local government institutions. And whereas the Georgia Government Finance Officers Association represents finance professionals statewide and advances excellence in government financial management through education, training, and leadership development. And whereas GGFOA and its member jurisdictions have established and sponsored Government Finance Professionals Week to acknowledge and celebrate the contributions of public finance professionals and to increase awareness of the vital financial services they provide that benefit all Georgians. And whereas it is fitting and proper to recognize, honor, and express appreciation for the dedication, professionalism, and public service of government finance professionals whose expertise support the fiscal stability and long-term success of Georgia local governments. Now, therefore, I, Jonathan McCollum, Mayor of the City of Statesboro, do hereby proclaim the 3rd week of March 2026 as Government Finance Professional Week in Statesboro, Georgia, and encourage all residents, elected officials, and community organizations to join in recognizing and expressing appreciation for the dedicated government finance professionals across our community and the state of Georgia. In witness thereof, I have set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Statesboro to be affixed this 17th day of March. Y'all will. Let's give them a round of applause. Miss Cindy, I'm used to you seeing you over on that corner. You mix me up. I see you do. Council. Y'all doing good? Now, this is the part we do it. Whatever Lane tell us to do at this point.
Okay, so let's take like 3 steps back.
3 steps back. Okay, Cindy, we're gonna need you to come in.
Let's take like 2 more steps back.
Go up there.
Okay. So 2 more steps back.
Oh, you stay right there.
Well, you're moving other people.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Okay. You want to plug?
So this is her. Okay. And chairs in the end.
Here's a window poly.
This is sound so bossy. Okay. Councilman Barr, can you take 1 step closer? tilt the award down just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Let's take the officer. One more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last one. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we got it.
Where to see you this weekend?
Thank you, Mayor, Council, for recognizing us. The Governor of Georgia issued an official proclamation recognizing the third week of March of Georgia Government Finance Professionals Week. Georgia Government Finance Officers Association worked with the Governor to launch the new statewide initiative. So this is our first year of this. And so what I'd like to do is recognize the finance staff, starting with Leah Coleman. She's our administrative assistant. She's been with the city for over 4 years.
Come on. Come forward.
Heidi Barnador, she's our accounts payable technician. She's been with the city for over 2 years. Ansley Lewis, our payroll specialist. She's been with us for over 6 years. Heather Springer, accountant, been with us for over 7 years. Ramona Carver, she's our assistant senior accountant. She's been with us for over 17 years. Karen Larson was unable to be with us tonight. She's been with us for over 9 years. She's our assistant finance director. And I've been with the city for over 29 years.
Wow, yes.
So the ladies running.
You can see you in good hands. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, but thank y'all so much. That's those ladies keep us in check. So we're real proud of the work that they do. In Statesboro, we're very fortunate to have individuals that's been dedicated for so long to work to make this organization great, so this organization can serve the people of the city of Statesboro. So again, Cindy, to you and your team, thank y'all so much. All right. We do have item 3B. 3B is a presentation of a retirement award to Captain Christopher Moore in the Statesboro Fire Department, who is retiring effective April 1st, 2026 after 25 years of dedicated service. I do want to read some words that Chief Graham had put together. And so if you guys will, this is very touching. The city of Statesboro is proud to recognize Captain Chris Moore on the occasion of his retirement after 25 years of dedicated service with the Statesboro Fire Department. Reaching this milestone is a significant achievement, and it reflects a long career of commitment, professionalism, and service to the community. For 25 years, Captain Moore has served the citizens of Statesboro with dependability and pride, helping protect lives, property, and the well-being of others through his work in the fire service. Throughout his career, Captain Moore has represented the values that matter most in public service. He brought steady dedication to his role, took pride in being prepared for the demands of the job, and understood the importance of serving others with professionalism and care. His work has contributed to the strength of the department and to the safety of the community it serves. Captain Moore's career also reflects a genuine appreciation for the fire service and for the unique responsibility that comes with it. He found purpose in the work, valued the challenges it brought, and understood that this profession is one that should never be taken for granted. That perspective, along with his years of service, has made a meaningful impact on the Statesboro Fire Department and those who have worked alongside him. On behalf of the city of Statesboro, we extend our sincere gratitude to Captain Moore for his 25 years of faithful service. His career is one that should be recognized with appreciation and respect, and we are grateful for the contributions he has made to this department and to this community. The city of Statesboro wishes Captain Moore and his family all the best in the years to come. And while here, Captain Moore received two significant promotions. One, January 2009, promoted to lieutenant, and in May 2011, promoted to captain. If we will, let's give Captain Moore a round of applause. Captain, you want to say a word or two?
No, it really isn't fair or anything. I am a little touched and overwhelmed by the turnout of my firefighter brothers behind me. I'd like to thank all of them. It really is meaningful, and I appreciate all of them. And if possible, could I get them to come up,
Yes.
do a picture
The brothers from the fire department, come on.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ladies, y'all stand up. Create some windows for them. Ms. Barr. Yeah. Jimmy, do they need to be centered? They don't need to come. Oh. Yeah. Hold it, go to the side. Y'all just talk. You got him? Here you go. Come on, Chief. Come on, Chief. Come on, Chief.
I want to get y'all in the middle, so like just something else.
Family, Chief, you want to go off to the side? Sure.
All right. Yeah, the ones like right behind
The one behind
the
light. He's standing behind somebody, you can't hide, come on.
Yeah. We got room on this corner over here, so they wants to scoot over to the front.
He pointing at you, man. Now you're in front of us.
They're trying to hide.
Yeah.
Can you see Sherry? If you can't see her, she can't see you.
Just barely.
Just
About
barely?
the steps to hold it. Oops, sorry. I don't have a wide lens. If you want to take yours first.
Well, I got my .7 on, so.
Is that right?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I can't.
She's somewhere back here.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do another one and act like we like each other. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Do you want any other configurations? One with you and Chief or family?
I can't more. We can move on. Thank you. Now we can come. You like.
That's always a bittersweet moment when you lose someone like that, but we thank him for his 25 years of service to the city of Statesboro and its citizens. We want to make sure God bless every step that you take moving forward. We're going to move down to agenda item 4, which is public comments in regards to the agenda. Do we have anyone signed up in regards to the agenda?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. We'll go down to agenda item 5, which is consideration of a motion to approve the consent agenda. Item A is the approval of our minutes from our March the 3rd City Council meeting, as well as our executive session. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, let us show that agenda item 5 is passed. We'll go down to agenda item 6, a public hearing consideration of a motion to approve application 526-02-01. Roy Patel requests a variance from UDC section 2.2.9 MX table B dimensional standards for a property located at the corner of Woodford Lane and Veterans Memorial Parkway to allow for an increase of the setback from 25 to 85 feet for a new hotel fronting Woodford Lane. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, Justin, if you will you give us some insight on this?
Thank you, Lane. Thank you, Mayor and Council. So this is a fairly simplistic variance that we're looking at this evening. Just for some context, this property has been located here and planned for a number of years, actually before the passage of the Unified Development Code. So there's been some changes in regards to the zoning. It transferred from that CR zoning to the MX zoning at this location. Historically, this property was actually granted a variance to allow for the proposed hotel to exceed the height for buildings under the old ordinance. That's no longer necessary because of the UDC. The property is under review. We're kind of stuck at this point in terms of permitting until it has this particular variance approved. The parking alignment, some of those things associated with it do support the actual request in terms of the layout. And the variance would allow for an 85-foot setback for this hotel, and there's a proposed restaurant, which I will show a little bit later in my presentation.
Okay.
So if you look at this site, you'll see it on the bypass, right by the Chrysler dealership. It's a prime place for a hotel in my personal opinion. It is located in our Activity Regional Center, which does call for large surface parking lots, shopping, entertainment, and those types of things as well. Additionally, as I mentioned, it is on MX, which is the same as a lot of the property in that area. It would probably be better as HOC just based on being on the bypass, but that is what the zoning is at this time. So if you look, you'll see at the top, you'll see the actual hotel as it's proposed. There's a great deal of parking, a large surface parking lot, but there is to the south of the property a restaurant. Lane, if you could, please zoom into the actual hotel. It is on that top portion. So this is initially what's being looked at is a 4-story hotel with about 112 rooms. And it's a fairly innocuous use. One thing I will say in relation to it, we believe that the variance that they're requesting is beneficial for the parcel to the south in the event that that is ever subdivided. So we did make reference to that in the conditions for this particular project. At the regularly scheduled meeting, staff recommended approval, and the Planning Commission did vote unanimously for that recommendation. To move this project forward with 2 conditions. The first condition is that approval of the variance does not grant the rent to alter the building without appropriate permitting. And the second one is that upon subdivision for the property, the allotted setback may apply to that southern parcel, just so we don't have to come back to council for something that we basically looked at this time.
Okay.
If you look, you will see the surrounding area. So in the back, you'll see Woodford Station, which is the townhome development. You'll see additional view of Woodford Station. Actually, it's to the northeast, but all of that is a part of it. You'll see the Chrysler dealership as well, and kind of empty space on the left side. And you'll see across the street the Monster Storage Facility. So that's a property that we've dealt with historically as well. And then some additional property just kind of to the south. That really completes my report. The applicant is present today if you do have any further questions.
All right, thank you. All right, is there anyone here to speak for this request? All right, is there anyone here to speak against this request? All right, seeing that there is none, is there a motion to close the hearing? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we want to open this up for council discussion. Any discussion by council?
I'd like to ask staff a question. We did not include a whole lot of green initiatives in the last UDC, and not as many as I would like. I wonder if when somebody's coming in needing a variance to do what they want to do, if that puts the city in a better position to require or request permeable pavement, some green features, some more of that. Justin?
So based on the project, it's being reviewed under the UDC, so pervious pavers are a requirement for this particular property. They haven't requested any administrative variances or anything, so that standard amount is required on this property. There's not really a lot that has been requested, but at the request of the council, you can add a condition if you'd like. It's just, I guess it just depends on what the council would like to do outside of the ordinance requirements.
So what does the ordinance require? They're already going to be required to do some of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me more.
Oh, specifically, okay. So there are some amenity space requirements. If you remember the index, there was a change in it that requires some outdoor seating, which they do have shown on this particular property. And there's the standard, tree island requirements and those types of things that are associated with any type of development.
So not pervious pavers, but,
No, pervious pavers are required as well.
okay,
Yes,
that would be the whole parking lot.
Yeah, so it's only a percentage of the parking lot.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for the information.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Any further discussion by council? All right. Is there a motion to recommend with our staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We want to go to agenda item 7, which is a public hearing and consideration of a motion to approve application 526-02-02. Town Center Statesboro LLC requests a variance from UDC section 2.2.9 mixed table B dimensional standards for a property located at the corner of Eddie Rushing Road and Veteran Memorial Parkway to allow for an increase of the setback from 25 feet to 75 feet for a new hotel fronting Eddie Rushing Road. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And thank you again, council. So this is a very similar project, a 10-foot difference overall in terms of what they're requesting. This property has actually sat vacant for a number of years. This is really adjacent to some of the other developments that have gone on in this area. So not far down the street, we have a development for Live Smart Hotel that this council granted a setback variance for as well. Just hotels need the parking spaces in the MX zoning district. This particular property is, give me a moment, I apologize. This particular property is asking for that 75-foot setback. It is in that same activity regional center. I'll actually walk through my photos for this one. So you'll see it's actually adjacent to not only student housing, which is Statesboro Place and all that stuff back there, but it's also got the Waffle House right next door as well. This property is in that activity regional center, which is going to be a lot of the spaces that are located on the bypass. So that's that large surface parking lot. And of course, it is the MX zoning district as well. So you'll see the hotel that's proposed here. Lane, could you please zoom into the hotel property itself? So you'll see it's actually a similar size. I'm having trouble seeing. I initially remembered the number of rooms, but it's a similar number of rooms to the other one. The applicant is here. He can talk a little bit more about it. But
94, 98?
94?
It's a little blurry.
Yeah, it's a little bit small. So this particular property, though, as I mentioned, is going to be dealing with some of the same requirements as you'd see with any other commercial development, pervious pavers, those types of things. There's been no variances requested for that. And photo-wise, you'll see the subject property, just a empty lot. It's grown quite a bit, so they would have to remove a lot of those trees. Property over on Eddie Rushing. You'll see the road that leads back to Statesboro Place, which is actually where they'll have to access. Because this is on the bypass, it'll be difficult for them to get access directly to the bypass. They'd have to work that through with GDOT, and as Mr. Penny mentioned, there are some safety concerns because of other entrances and exits in this area. You'll see Bites on your left, and you'll see the Waffle House on your right. So staff does recommend approval of this particular project. Now, in relation to the approval and the conditions that staff recommended, it's a little bit different than normal, and it's primarily because of the existence of that road next to it. So Eddie Rushing it has served as a private road for a long time. Probably shouldn't based on what it accesses. So we did place a condition in here for that specifically. At the planning commission meeting, there was a unanimous vote for approval as well with these staff conditions, and those conditions are as follows. Approval of the variance does not grant the right to alter the building without appropriate permitting, and specifically that Eddie Rushing Road may be subdivided to allow for dedication to the city as a public road in the future, because we would want to take over that road because of the traffic associated with those surrounding areas.
Okay.
That completes my report.
All right, thank you, Justin. All right, is there anyone here to speak for this request? Anyone here to speak against? All right, seeing that there is none, is there a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, any discussion by council? All right, seeing that there is none, is there a motion to approve with staff conditions?
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we move down to agenda item number 8, a public hearing and consideration of a motion to approve resolution 2026-10, a resolution authorizing the submission of an application to the Department of Community Affairs for the Community Development Block Grant. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Justin?
Completely forgot about this part. Mayor and council, as a requirement of applying for CDBG, it is required for us to have a public hearing, just specifically for the approval of a resolution to go forward and submit. Staff has been working diligently to get everything necessary for submission of this CDBG, and we believe this is the opportunity for us to go ahead and get that approval from council.
Thank you, Justin.
Mayor, could just share. Now, this is a little bit different from the applications that we've done in the past. Not applications we've done in the past. You know, we've had an emphasis on trying to get funds for housing rehabilitation, but we haven't been successful in getting approval. We do have need for infrastructure improvement, and more likely to get those approved. So we just wanted, for the record, this will help improve infrastructure in some of the older sections of town, because we still do have people on substandard water lines.
That's correct.
And for fire protection, we need to upgrade those as well. And so this is still very much needed, although it's a little bit not consistent with what we've been trying to do for the past 8 years, but it's still something that needs to be done.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, thank you, Justin.
Sir.
Is there anyone here to speak for this request? Anyone here to speak against the request? All right, seeing that there is none, is there a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All right, we're gonna open it up for council discussion. Any discussion by council?
Is this some of the work that's already going on, but we're just looking for money back, or is this new stuff?
No, this would be new
This is
stuff.
new
This
stuff.
is new stuff as well.
But it's the same sort of thing, trying to upgrade the water lines.
Yeah, I think over on MLK was one of the ones that the last one we had, where we had to improve some infrastructure. This is Roundtree. I do look at it. Roundtree and Church infrastructure improvement. And again, we have some substandard water line, and we probably have some drainage issues. So all of this these funds will help improve the public infrastructure in that area.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion by council? All right, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll move to agenda item 9, public hearing and consideration of a motion to approve the application for an alcohol license in accordance with the City of Statesboro Alcohol Ordinance, Section 6-13A, Gypsies and Gators LLC, owner, Gypsies and Gators LLC at 19 East Vine Street, Building A. License type bar. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Now we're keeping myself here.
Yes. All right. All right, is there anyone here to speak for this request? Is there anyone here to speak against this request? All right, seeing that there is none, is the motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're gonna open it up for council discussion. Any discussion for council? All right, we move down. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All right, we'll move down to agenda item number 10. Consideration of a motion to approve resolution 2026-11, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute documents necessary to convey a segment of city right-of-way along Savannah Avenue to S&K Investment in exchange for a segment of real property along Old Register Road. Mr. Penny, if you'll give us some insight.
Mayor, members of the council, at the last meeting, we talked with you, and that was actually in closed session under real estate. And we have this property on Savannah Avenue that the owner of that property would like some property that we currently have, and that we don't need. The right of way is much larger than what we need. But in exchange, there's some property that this owner has over off of Old Register that we need so that the land won't be landlocked and get some public infrastructure in place. And so we talked with you about it in closed session, and you need to come out and approve it in open session. So we put it on this agenda. We do recommend approval of this exchange because we think it would be beneficial. We know it would be beneficial for us, and we think it'd be beneficial for them as well.
All right, thank you, Mr. Penny. Any discussion by council? All right, seeing that there is none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We move down to agenda item 11, consideration of a motion to approve resolution 2026-12, a resolution approving application for the 2026 cigarette litter prevention and recycling program grant through Keep America Beautiful. No matching funds are required. Mr. Penny.
I recommend approval.
All right, any discussion by council?
I appreciate KSBB and others who
That's right.
find this money to help make all this good stuff happen.
Absolutely. With that being said, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's move down to agenda item 12. Consideration of a motion to approve a 30-year ground lease at the Statesboro Bullock County Airport with HDM Enterprises Incorporated. Mr. Penny.
I'm going to shift this over to our city attorney.
Okay.
Mayor and council, this is before y'all today. I did get a revised lease from the county after we submitted the lease, after we had the packet go out. Both of these leases are going to be with Statesboro Airport JV LLC. And essentially what would happen here is it's a 30-year ground lease. The lessor would build out the hangar on the property, and then at the termination of the 30 years, that would revert back to the city and county who co-own that airport property.
Okay.
And it would be the same on 12 and 13.
All right, thank you. All right. Any discussion by council?
We do recommend approval.
Yes, we recommend approval, Mayor.
All right, seeing that there's no discussion, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We'll go down to agenda item 13, consideration of a motion to approve a 30-year ground lease to the Statesboro Bullock County Airport with Statesboro Airport JV LLC. And Kane, that's the same.
That's correct, Mayor. It's just a different parcel of land out at the corporate hangar site.
All right. Any discussion by council? All right, seeing that there is none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll move down to agenda item 14. Consideration of a motion to approve a contract amendment with Lavender and Associates Incorporated for $20,622.38 to cover additional work on ENG 141 Whitesville Park to be funded by ARPA funds. Mr. Penny.
Mayor, members of the council, as you know, we're almost complete with the construction of the new park in the Whitesville community. A couple of things that we need to do. We need to extend some sidewalk. So there's extension of sidewalk from the connecting the playground area to the pavilion area. And then the other, and that's about $5,500. And then the other is we redone the new basketball courts, but they need to be painted. They need to look like all the other basketball courts in the city of Statesboro that we currently own. And so we're bringing this amendment to you so we can make sure it's uniform. And so that's why it's on the agenda for your approval. And we do recommend it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Penny.
And I will also say we are looking for a date sometime real soon for a ribbon cutting, sometime in the month of April, I think. That's what we should do.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Penny. Any discussion by council?
I rode by there today, it's really looking good.
It is.
And the more it looks good, the harder it's gonna be to keep people off of it. So we gotta get it done so folks can enjoy the park.
That's all right. Thank you, Mr. Penny. Thank you, Mr. That's for Councilmember Ball. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay. Is there a second? Okay. All those in favor? All right. Now we move down to agenda item 15, consideration of a motion to award a contract to the Charles Machinery Works Incorporated for the purchase of a Ditch Witch RT 45B trench per source drill cooperative purchasing contract in the amount of $76,874.88. This item is to be purchased with funds approved in the 2026 CIP budget. Item number NGD-48, funded by Systems Revenues. Mr. Penny, can you give us any more insight on that?
The only thing I'll say is a 28-year-old ditch witch that we are replacing. And we do recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Penny. Is there a motion? Any discussion by council? I just want to check. Penny want to drive. Tangy want to drive. I know, yeah, she can drive the old, the 28-year-old. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's go down to public comments. We do have a couple of folks lined up tonight. And so we want to start out with Kristen Mengel. Now, if I said that right, if not, please take my error as for love. And how do you pronounce it?
It's actually Kirsten Mengel, but I'm not too picky.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to come speak today. My name is Kirsten Mengel. I'm a Doctor of Public Health student at Georgia Southern here. And I have been in the program for a couple of years now. And for my dissertation, supervised by Dr. Nandi Marshall, I'm focusing on finding community mental health solutions that are shaped by the community. I've partnered with community members in Bullitt County, because that's where we're focusing, to explore mental health options specifically tailored to the Black and African American community here within the county. Throughout the duration of this project, we've conducted surveys, focus groups, community interviews, and all of this was to understand the community challenges, what are the barriers, what are the mental health needs, all those different things. And a wide range was conducted, like we had all those different aspects, to make sure that we captured all of the different voices and perspectives. But now that we have all that information collected, we're moving into the next phase where now that we have this information, what can we do with this information? How do we build community capacity to make sure that we can use this information to make momentum? So with those results, I am looking to gather input and support from community leaders like you, as well as others within the community, to gather your input, understand resources and opportunities to better, improve infrastructure and things like that. I have a flyer I can share with my details about the project and as well as my contact information. And I'm also happy to answer any questions if that's allowed. I'm not sure. Sorry.
You have flyers?
Yes.
For us? Yes. All right, council, any questions? Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to make a comment. Perhaps we need to connect Ms. Menzel with Healthy Borough.
That's what I was thinking immediately.
Are you aware of the Healthy Borough?
I have heard of them. I have not met with them. I would love to, for sure.
Yeah, Karen Norval.
Demetrius finds our HR director, so staff liaison.
Okay, perfect. Maybe we can chat. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and next we have Ms. Amy Bellinger. Ms. Bellinger?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Ms. Bellinger.
I'm here because I'm a little confused by something. When you all raise our tax, you raise tax on everybody, right? Whole, I don't care how 4 years, if you're on the land, you raise tax on it. Anything look like that y'all put up, or fix up, has a racialist by it. Now, I came out of the hospital, and 2 days later, I went to the food bank to eat. And 2 days later, as I was going in the door, one of the workers there said, oh, Miss Beth, don't sit out there. I said, come on back and sit in the dining room. Everybody else said, sit out, the weight room out there. She said, well, since you is in the wheelchair, just push you on back to the dining room. So they pushed me on back to the dining room. And everything was good for 3 weeks. Then all of a sudden one day I go in and I go and sit in the dining room, and this lady come leaning all over me. Y'all gonna have to start sitting out there where everybody else sit. I said, well, one of your workers told me to just come on back since I was in a wheelchair. So she said, ain't nobody told you that. That's just like calling me a lie. So I said, okay. But one of your workers did tell me that. So the little girl that's sitting back there, she came and sat at the table with me. So she said, and yeah, you know, told that little girl what I said, so that's why she rolling her eyes at me. So I'm like, Trish, you rolling your eyes at that lady? Trish said, I wasn't looking at that lady, I was looking at that man behind her. I said, it was a man coming to the door behind her. I said, that's what I was looking at, because I hadn't told Trish anything. And then she go come back, she gonna say, I run this place. My tax money is paying you if you get paid. So why can't you be a little bit more lenient towards your handicapped people? This is all that the worker was considering, a handicapped person, which I think if somebody gonna work for the community, that's what they ought to consider, as well as they consider the one with 2 good feet. Because everybody's paying tax. Just because I got a bad feet don't mean that y'all shorten my tax. So I should get the same treatment that everybody else gets. And it wasn't that they were giving me no special treatment. She was just being considerate because I was in a wheelchair. Now, I'm going to go to the food bank and I'm going to go there and I'm going to eat. And I'm not going to be harassed. Because that woman called me a lie. She called me a gossiper. Like she said, I told that child. I didn't tell that child nothing. That's just like considering me as a gossiper. As soon as she said it to me, I run out there and told the little girl, and the girl rolling her eyes at her. The child said she wasn't rolling her eyes at me. And to me, there's a little racial something going on there anyway. Now, like I went there today, and I sat back in the room where everybody else was sitting there. This woman gonna come back there, and she's gonna say, come on out here and sit out here. And I'm like, I'm not coming out there. Then she gonna go fix my plate. She gonna go to the table. She gonna say, here's your table over here. You don't tell me where to sit. You don't tell me when to go in the room, because I'm paying, if you getting paid, I'm paying your salary. So don't consider me as somebody that you has to talk around, or slip around like I'm a dog or something. I think your city councilman should realize one thing. Screen your people before you put them over your community projects. Because your community projects is looking pretty bad when you find people that don't consider a person that's in a wheelchair. I would have got out of my way to go and help somebody in the door like lady did today. Get out of my way to go help somebody in a wheelchair. What do y'all consider handicapped old people as? Dirt and dogs? We as old people done paid tax, paved the way for all of y'all to be sitting back there. But yet you want, when we get old and handicapped, you want to treat us like we dogs. Now, that lady violated me 3 times for nothing because I done what one of her workers told me to do. Now, if this happens again, I'm gonna have to take the issue a little bit further because this kind of issue didn't happen back a few years ago. Recently, it just started happening. I think it started happening because somebody spread the bone. Oh, well, you know, she goes over. She goes over. She thinks she do what she want to do. I don't think I do what I want to do. I did what the lady asked me to do. She told me to go on back there in the dining room. And there was no harm in just going back there sitting until they got ready to serve the food. Now, do I get some amens on it? This kind of situation is going to stop, or do I have to push this issue a little bit further?
Well, first and foremost, we sorry that you had that experience. And we'll definitely get with Ms. Sheila and find out exactly what's going on. Everyone that goes to any of the facilities are welcome. So we'll definitely follow up on that. But if you have any other issue, just let us know.
All right.
Next on the agenda, we have Reverend Larry Robbins.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come before you this evening with a few issues, but I know my time is limited by 3 minutes. But the first issue is I'm going to get to is the water that drains down in front of my residence. It settles right there in my driveway. And it also does that in the neighborhood, because I talk with the neighbors. And I come to the city and I try to talk with somebody else. They send a worker, took a shovel, dug a hole right there in front of my driveway. That's what that made me mad. But that's calm my nerves. So I'm proposing if the city can come in and put a concrete culvert right in there, which would drain the water on down the street to the ditch. And if it can do that, that would solve that problem. Also, the city street need to be resurfaced and paved and lined. Also, you need speed limit signs there, which reduce the limit. You come around the curb and they just hightail it, speed up. So I know I got a minute and 50-some seconds. Next thing is on my agenda, is that the Livermore Park, the pool supposed to be drained after the season. It's still full of water. The water is dirty. It's got all the pollen in it and stuff like that. We don't need another occurrence of 2 children die, lose their life. They can get in that pool. All they gotta do is put a quilt over it, climb over the fence, and go have a little party. So I need the city to address that and look into that. Also, when it get late in the evening, you need to have some type of regulatory hours posted up there and make your gate from the MLK side and the Church Street side. Now that you know these regulatory hours is open and closed at this time. I also went down to the Max Lockwood at the Honey Barn building and talked with the director down there, but he was on the phone, but I talked with his secretary, told him the same thing. So if you will look into that, I think that will calm the issues of people coming in, smoking drugs and using needles. You got small kids around there. They might get a hold of those needles. I know that the county is totally taking care of the park, but that's why I do my research. So if you look into that, that'll solve those problems. Okay. So those are things I want to bring to you so you can look into. Put the gates up there, hours or regulatory hours, or when it open and close, and have somebody from the city or the county come and lock it up, because we don't need our children to be exposed to drugs, marijuana. You have a sign placed right there. No alcohol, no drug use, no weapons. Parents supposed to come there with children under 9 years, supposed to be supervised, things of that nature. So I ask you to look into these things and let's get them taken care of. I know it's a little premature, but my time is going to run out, but I'm going to announce my candidacy for city council.
Could we get his address, Mayor, and the street that he lives on?
President Circle, what number is that on President Circle?
My address is 105.
105?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 105 President Circle. Okay. All right, next we got Margot Bragg. How you doing? All right.
Don't start it yet. I'm gonna leave this with Ms. Johnson, she's my representative.
Okay.
I appreciate if you guys looked at it
Okay.
when you have time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Margot Bragg. The city of Statesboro has been repairing and replacing city water pipes and sewer pipes for some time now. Many older neighborhoods were built with Orangeburg pipe. It is essentially tar paper made of wood pulp and coal tar. It becomes extremely brittle over time. The mechanical stress or pressure caused from cleaning the city main's connection points can cause an already weak Orangeburg pipe to crack or collapse. The city of Statesboro uses a cured-in-place pipe process on city mains to replace old pipe. According to the articles that I have read, this process on a city main can accelerate the deterioration of Orangeburg lateral pipes, usually at a point where the homeowner laterals connect with the city main line. During the skip process, the new resin liner covers the openings where the individual home laterals connect to the city. The city contractor performing the kip process uses a robotic cutter to cut out the opening for home laterals. If this is not precisely done, it can leave a rough edge or partial blockage that catches debris from the home. Lining the main makes it watertight. This can cause groundwater, which used to leak into the old cracked main, to instead build up pressure around the outside of the new liner. The pressure then may be forced to the nearest unlined openings, which are usually at the service lateral connections. Orangeburg deterioration is not a new problem for Statesboro. The Statesboro Herald wrote an article in 2017 outlining the problem Orangeburg was causing, and it outlined the city's reaction to it. In 2023, the Orangeburg pipe issue is becoming more prevalent. The city passed ordinance 2023-1882-100, stating that homeowners would be responsible for repairing lateral pipes to the city mains. At the same time, the city also granted limited assistance program for some of the homeowners. This is a very expensive maintenance problem for a homeowner. I have heard people in Statesboro receiving quotes of up to $50,000 for repairs. My first quote for my problem was $14,000. This is just from city property to the road to the city main under the road. Many people do not have the time and research to search for a plumber and who can take care of a problem that is this large of scale in an emergency situation. This leaves them at risk to be taken advantage of. Most homeowners do not even know that they are responsible for repairing the lateral line that is in the city right-of-way and that is located under the city road. My request to you is to educate the city of Statesboro on the ordinance that you passed in 2023, making the lateral pipe to the city mains homeowner responsibility. Most people will take care of their responsibilities when they know about them. I and many other people are surprised when faced with a plumber telling us that we have to dig up the road, replace the pipe, and be careful of the gas and water lines, and please remember to rebuild the road to city specifications, because you have now signed that you are completely responsible and the city has been released from liability. In closing, the best way to deal with this problem is dealing with it proactively, not waiting for something bad to happen, as in my situation. In an emergency situation, you don't have much time to fix it. Please educate the citizens of Statesboro in the older neighborhoods, so they're not faced with problems with sewage in their homes that some of them that they will not be able to afford. But again, all I'm asking the city to do, I don't want your money. I've taken care of my issue. But I do want you to educate the citizens so they can be prepared and they can start saving for this problem. Because it will happen. Thank you.
Thank you. And just for a point of transparency, that is on our conversation list for our retreat. And I will say, because I like to be transparent with our community, that there was a recommendation that would support what you were saying, but at that time, we did not get that passed at that time. It is my hope that when we have this conversation, we can come up with a better solution. But we are aware of that.
Thank you. If there's anything I can do to support, let me know. And I would love to go out to lunch with you next time you go over there.
There you go. And Margo, you know I'll put you to work now.
I'll do that. I am serious. If I can help somebody avoid this problem, there's a lady on my street that she couldn't afford to have it done, and sewage was running in her. I mean, so whatever I can do to help, I will volunteer down at the city water service, and it doesn't matter. I'll help.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. And then we have Miss Kathy Dixon. How you doing?
I'm fine. Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. My name is Kathy Dixon. I live at 410 Claiborne Avenue. I am relatively new to the city. I've only been in the city 10 years. I've spent 50 years in the county at Cypress Lake. But today, I would like to address to you and ask you to put a little bit more emphasis and money in upgrading some of our older intersections in the city with traffic lights. The upgrades on College Street at West Main have made a considerable difference there when the cameras activate when traffic backs up. But if you're on West Main and you sit at that green light and the traffic is backed up all the way from South Main, you have nowhere to go. So obviously our lights are not working together. And yes, I know you're going to tell me that DOT has control of the light on 301. But you know what? We talk and we figure out. Because if the light is backing up traffic on West Main, it's backing up traffic past City Hall also. So we need to look at those lights. The light on Grady and Jones are slow to turn. And if the lead car wants to make a left-hand turn, you may never get through the light. I was there yesterday, third car in line. The first car wanted to make a left. I never got through the light. So we don't have turn lanes. That is a narrow road. I understand that there's going to be some work done when the Blue Mile extends that farther along. But maybe we need to look at Grady and Jones being one way. And then we eliminate the left-hand turn situation. So, we look at these older lights, these older intersections. The lights on Zetterau at 80. We have turn lanes there, but the traffic light has no turn lane, no turn light. Putting cameras at the busy intersections such as these, and even Tillman and Zetterau. If you come there, you can sit through 2 to 3 lights to cross, especially if there's a log truck at the very front of the line. And I'm not in any way causing a problem for the log trucks. They make money for this county and this city. But we do need to look at this. Improving the traffic flow on the older roads would relieve some of the pressure on the bypass and Highway 80 because we have an alternative way to get across town. We need to look at this as a pattern and how we all know we're continuing to grow. We have more people come into our community, which we love to see, and we know every one of those Georgia Southern students bought 2 cars apiece. So we need to become aggressive in looking at how we can improve the flow of traffic. For many years, in the past 10 years, the mantra has been, think outside of the box. I would ask you, please, don't do that. Look at how can we move the box down the road. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Ms. Dixon. She did shed some light on something I do want to share. At our last State of the City, we shared with the community that the city of Statesboro's daily population is in and around 100,000 people. So we have a lot of people on our roads here. So we're definitely working to address as much of the traffic as we can. It is frustrating, but we want to thank Ms. Dixon for sharing with us this evening. At this point now, we'll move further down into our agenda. As there's no one else that signed up, is there anyone else that wanted to speak that did not sign up? Okay. All right, and so we'll move to other business from City Council. Is there any other business?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to call attention to several good things coming up for our community. This coming weekend is the Statesboro Festival of the Arts. It's the second time we've done this, and it's grown. It will be back over at Visit Statesboro, the farmers market location on South Main. We have over 70 artists coming in. So there'll be all kinds of sculptors and painters and weavers and people who make beautiful art from our area and across the region. There's no admission. You can go down there this coming Saturday or Sunday. The hours on Saturday are 10 to 5 and Sunday is 10 to 4. It's free to go in and walk around. There'll be free activities for the children to do. So it's a really fun thing going on here in the city of Statesboro. Go out and take advantage. Also want to highlight that we've got Green Fest coming up. I think this is the 10th annual. I'm not sure. I forgot to look it up. But at any rate, there'll be a Green Fest festival the next weekend, Saturday, March 28th. That'll be going on from 1 to 5 right here on Vine Street. So it's parallel to East Main, but it's behind City Hall on Vine Street. Lots of vendors. There's a focus on bicycles this year. There'll be a cycle celebration where adults and children are invited to decorate their bikes and come and ride them in a bike parade and win prizes. So that'll be a really fun thing going on 1 to 5 on Saturday the 28th. And then we've got the business session coming up. The city has several good commissions working on things in the advisory function, and the Statesboro Business Council is sponsoring an open workshop on Thursday, March the 26th, next Thursday from 6 to 7:30. Anybody who's interested in or knows somebody interested in beginning a new business or better learning how to work with the city to create a business is invited to come and attend that Thursday the 26th. The only other thing I wanted to, you may be going to do this already, Mayor, I wanted to thank you for flying the flags at half-mast in honor of the life of Roy Thompson, who was a great citizen of Bullock County, gave a lot to all of us, and died last week. So I appreciate your having the flags flown at half-mast to honor his life of service for all of us. That's all I had. Thank you.
All right, anything else from City Council business? All right, we'll go down to city manager comments.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Before I go get into the things I have, I just wanted to share, if you were in Statesboro last week, you might have noticed to Ms. Dixon's point about traffic. Traffic was awfully heavy in the city. Let me tell you why that traffic was heavy. The bypass was closed because of them redoing the railroad crossing. And so everybody who's from Statesboro had a chance to appreciate having that bypass because you had tractor trailers and everybody was having to come through town. So if you were in town and you saw this traffic, you're like, what in the world's going on? That was the situation. So that certainly has an impact on our community. Several things. I have one really important thing, but I'm gonna hold that to last. Downtown Live, April the 9th. Liquid Pleasure is our first band. We start at 7 o'clock, Main Street. So please come out and enjoy that. Just want to let council know, any FYI, we had to do an emergency repair for well 10. It is our most productive well, produces quite a bit, 2,200 gallons per minute of water, and all of a sudden we saw that we weren't not producing that kind of water, and so we had to get that repaired because that's really important. That well is out by, it's not the one that's going to be in Bouchon Park, but it's out there in that area, and so it's really critical to our being able to provide water. Good thing. The Statesboro Summit was approved for a 4% qualified application plan for low-income housing tax credits. That is big. What it would mean is 98 affordable housing units will get refurbished. It's a $9.7 million project. And so we're happy to announce that and thank the Housing Authority. I'll give Monique for a shout out. She showed up because she deserves recognition because the Housing Authority is a part of that process. I can't exactly tell you.
Was it a bond issuance?
She got it all.
That's right, that's right.
Mayor, Council, and Mr. Penny, we are elated. We have been working on this since 22. When I came here, the Statesboro Housing Authority had never actually participated in the low-income housing tax credit program. So we had to initiate the creation of the tax incentive, the tax-free bond inducement program for the Statesboro Housing Authority. So once that was in place, we put the guidelines in place, and then we were open for applicants. Statesboro Summit applied with us in 22, and we have been pursuing tax credits for the redevelopment for Statesboro Summit since 22, and we were finally awarded. It is a highly competitive, it's a highly competitive program with developers all across the state applying for very worthwhile projects. But we are very pleased to be a partner with Statesboro Summit, Vitus Development Group, and we were awarded $9.75 million. And we still have a lot of paperwork to do, a lot of follow-up with DCA. And yes, this is a program where federal tax credits are made available through the state housing agencies. And what happens is once you are awarded these credits, then you have to work with typically financiers, syndicators to offer these tax-free products to corporations who purchase them. And the money when they purchase these tax-free bonds, the money that is used for the redevelopment, but the corporations get the tax liberation for their corporations. So we are pleased. This is truly a momentous occasion for us. It is the first time that we've been awarded, and you can't call yourself an affordable housing developer till you get your first project, and we landed our first project, so we are pleased.
Right, $9.75 million.
Thank you.
Mayor, I have two more things. Just again to announce that the council will be having this council retreat Friday and Saturday, and that will be in Augusta. Start at 8:30 Friday morning and end at noontime on Saturday. Leah, do you have the resolution?
Yes, I put it at the.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am. This is a resolution I would ask the council to consider. A week ago Friday, the General Assembly approved House Bill 1116. This House bill would have a tremendous impact on the city of Statesboro and all cities and counties across the state. And what it does is it would limit our ability to increase property taxes. And I know to some of our citizens that might be a good thing. However, when we operate our city, the ability to be able to increase property taxes is very critical, because as we issue debt, if we issue debt, we use the full faith and credit of the city to be able to sell bonds at a lower interest rate. What this bill would do, it would limit the ability of the city to be able to increase taxes, and you would be limited to 3%. if you needed to raise taxes. And I need for our public to really understand this. The city of Statesboro has a budget of about $103 million. Our general fund budget is where your tax dollars go. Our general fund today is $27 million. Of that $27 million, property taxes make up a third of that $27 million. So only $9 million is collected as property taxes. I'll give you two departments, the fire department and the police department. The fire department's budget is $8 million. The police department budget is $12 million. So those property taxes do not cover the two services that most people pride themselves on, those public safety services. So if we're in a position that we can't increase our property taxes more than 3%, we could be in a situation where we could not pay our debt. Right now, we're building a fire department. We sold bonds in order to be able to build that fire department. We are paying that money back with SPLOST funds, which you have to approve every 5 years. So if the public decided 5 years from now that you're not going to approve SPLOST, then how would we be able to pay the debt? So by limiting the amount of property taxes that we could raise to 3%, we would be in a bad situation. So in order for us to be able to raise our property tax, if this bill becomes law, we would have to go to the General Assembly and get our legislators to introduce a local act in order for us to be able to increase those taxes. We would also be faced with the possibility of a referendum to determine whether people would allow us to raise those taxes in order to be able to operate our city. So it could cause us some problems. If we are able to sell bonds at a low rate because we have the ability to ensure that our debts are paid. We use the full faith and credit of the city. So I'm asking the council if you would consider it has passed the House, it's going to the Senate, and if we waited until the next council meeting to ask you to consider this resolution, it may be too late. The General Assembly is supposed to adjourn, I think, on March the 30th, and if this becomes law, it would basically the tax issue, I think, would be impacted come January of 2028. We believe they need to really think about what kind of negative impact this is going to have on all cities. Some cities, again, we don't get lost. The city of Statesboro and Northern County gets lost. That goes to the school system. If we had lost, and we can, it's like crying over spilled milk. Our tax rate would probably be about $3 million. But we don't have that because we lose about $5 million a year that goes to the school system. I'm just simply asking the council to consider approving this resolution so we could go to our representative and our state senator and let them know how we feel about this House bill.
And I want to add this. In theory, it sounds good. The problem with this is that it adds 3 cents to the dollar. Okay, so for every dollar you spend, it's going to add 3 cents to it. And so the savings that you think you will receive on the property tax is actually going to transition to your everyday goods through your sales tax. So your milk, if you want to go your milk, clothes, things like that, 3 cents to every dollar will be added to that. And so the tax is not disappearing. What it's doing is transitioning, and in a space where we understand affordability is a big issue right now, it's going to cause your everyday living to increase. So if you want to go buy a car, if you wanna go buy clothes, if you wanna go buy all of these other items, all of those things are all, it's gonna be taxed by an additional 3%. So that's what the concern is that it's gonna raise the cost of everyday living, for us. And so if you pay, and I just give a roundabout number, if you pay, $1,000 a year in property tax or $2,000 a year in property tax, you're gonna pay more with that 3% than you are with that property tax. And so that's where the problem comes in at. But we're gonna open it up for council, just in case council may have any questions.
I haven't studied this, but just on the face of it, just scanning it here, it sounds like folks in Atlanta trying to reverse home rule, so they decide what people in Bullock County are gonna do, which generally we don't like. I mean, y'all elect us to make decisions up here and to have public hearings and to listen to what everybody says. So yeah, on the face of it, it sounds like something we want to encourage our representatives to vote against.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement. I think that we should sit down and have a conversation with our representatives about what transpired, what's going to trickle down to our city. So I'm in agreement with this resolution.
Okay. And just for the sake of transparency, cities across the state of Georgia are not in support of this. And what I wish is that before this ever happens, our state representatives would have at least spoken to the cities and spoken to county government, and that never occurred. If the conversations began after the bill was already produced and was already in motion. And now I just want to be completely transparent. There's even a question now as to whether this is even constitutional or not. And so that's the issue that we're dealing with. I believe this was a premature bill that was tossed in a political season. Everybody knows that this is a big election year for the state of Georgia, and folks at the state want to save their seats. So that's what my thought process is.
Yeah, man. To your point, there was another House bill that was House Bill 1114.
Yeah,
and that failed.
Mm-hmm.
That would require a 2/3 vote, and it failed like 98 to 68. So they couldn't get 2/3 vote. And so on the last night of crossover, House Bill 1116 was done, and that is the one that some folks, to the mayor's point, said it should have required a 2/3 vote, but it passed again 98 to 68, so it really didn't get a 2/3 vote. And so we're already at the max for sales tax. So they want to shift property tax stuff to the sales tax, and that 3% cap. Just want to give you an example: $9 million in property taxes. So we need to increase our property tax by 3%. We're talking about $270,000. Okay. So that depends on what it is that you need to do during the course of that year. That 270 might not be sufficient to cover whatever your operations are. And so it really sort of ties our hands as a local government.
All right, thank you, Mr. Penny.
Vote on it.
Yeah. Is there a motion to approve the signing of the resolution? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All right. Any opposed? All right. Let's show that the passage of the resolution has occurred. We go down to agenda item 19, consideration of a motion to enter into executive session to discuss real estate in accordance with OCGA 50-14-3B. Is there a motion to enter into executive session? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?